Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could, look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
A lot of times I get questions, what do you mean by conversational skills? Conversational skills is a person's ability to be fluent, adaptable, flexible in terms of exchanges with other people. Now that also includes listening, active listening, but really being good on your feet, thinking on the spot, coming up with solutions, coming up with questions. And it really is a skill set that we need to practice. Let me give you 2 scenarios where conversational skills have had to change in an industry. So let's take the sales industry, where people are selling salespeople. And we think about salespeople and we think about them often, in a very unique way, depending on the industry. So think about 10 years ago when you were buying a car. Think about what a salesperson had to go through from a conversational perspective. When we would buy a car 10 years ago, we'd go on the car lot, we'd look for the car that we'd like, and we'd peek at the price on the side of the car, and then someone from the window in the car dealership would see us, and then they'd come out and want to sell us because they've got a hot prospect. Now, what do? We go online. So a salesperson in the car industry 10 years ago could literally go out on the car lot, explain the car, show their industry expertise, and hopefully persuade somebody to buy a car. Now, when somebody fills out a form online that they want more information on a car, they now have to call somebody, often during the dinner hour, and follow up. That is a dramatic requirement for changing your conversational skills, because you're going from this in-person interaction to talking to somebody over the phone while potentially interrupting their dinner. That's a huge change. Let's take the agricultural industry, one of my favorite industries because the people are fantastic. And years ago, everybody says this, but if there's ever an industry that truly represents this, and that is the following statement: Tim, it's all about relationships. And they really not only believe it, but they actually support that. But something interesting is happening in their industry as well. When they're going on a first appointment with a farmer, a grower, one of the first things they experience is a price objection. Why is that? Because now, with the access of information, the growth of the internet, of Wi-Fi, bandwidth, internet connection, people can get information quickly. Think about it. If I asked you to go out today and buy a new couch for your house, would you just go to 4 furniture stores? No, you'd go online. You'd see which one you liked in terms of style or color or price and location. You'd probably pull out your phone. So what's happening in the B2B world is prompting salespeople to do what? Change their conversational skills. Let me give you another example now from a leadership perspective. If you're a leader today, think about all the things that you face in terms of your conversational challenges. Now, I'm going to make some gross generalizations, and I'm not a generational person. I don't believe putting everybody in one bucket. But let's say we have a millennial comes up to a leader. They started last Friday. They've been with the company less than a week, and they're ready for their first promotion. Now, this person's got a high degree of talent. They came very, very well thought of. They were referred into the company. How do you have that conversation? And oh, by the way, you've got someone near retirement who you know is just coasting, and you've overheard them in the hallway say, I'm close to retirement. I'm just going to do my job and get out of here. And oh, by the way, you've got two people who aren't working well together. Actually, they're really good employees, but they just don't like each other. And it's become the elephants in the room. And then you've got that one person who's always late, and they walk in slow, and they're not performing well, and you wonder if they even want to be here. And HR's asked you to have a conversation. All of those require a leader to be adaptable, thinking on the spot, thinking about the things they need to do what? To have a conversation. Conversational skills is a person's ability to use the conversation as a form of leadership and persuasion and interaction and understanding, but it takes time to cultivate. We have to practice. Now, let me give you one of the most widely asked about conversational skills. How do I have a tough conversation? How do I have a conversation of conflict with someone who I know won't listen to me and they're really resistant? The reason I theatrically portrayed that is they're almost talking themselves into, I don't have to really do this, do I? Here's the funny thing. Conflict is nothing more than building awareness of a tough issue, tough situation, where most people wouldn't go. And therein lies a huge and wonderful opportunity. See, most people lack self-awareness, so we have to have those conversations to build awareness. And what we typically do in conflict is we have that one conversation and someone, oh my gosh, they're defensive. So why would I ever want to do that again? One conversation sometimes is not enough, which again requires us to do what? Build up our conversational skills. Jack, I wanted to follow up on our conversation last Tuesday. I know we had a tough conversation about your attitude. How are you feeling? What do you think you're going to do differently? What do you think we could do to pursue a more thoughtful interaction between you and your teammates? What would you like from me that maybe you're not getting? See, when we become gifted at questions, conversations become easier. When we become gifted at active listening and saying, Jack, here are the 3 things I heard you say. Is there anything potentially I forgot? And we become gifted at active listening, we build trust. Conversations get better. As a leader, as a salesperson, as a great employee, if we become better conversationally, communication is more crisp, targeted, accurate, and well received. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.